अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, हाउ आर यू ऑल। तो जैसा कि कल हमने सीखा था कि किस तरह से बिग रॉक्स हमारी प्रायोरिटीज़ होती हैं लाइफ की, किस तरह से हमें पहले बिग रॉक्स पे फोकस करना चाहिए, राइट। तो आज उसी के बारे में थोड़ा सा डिटेल में और हम डिस्कस करेंगे बिकॉज़ बहुत सारी चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं जो हमें डिस्ट्रैक्ट करती हैं हमारी लाइफ में। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल हम कहते हैं हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है, पढ़ने का टाइम नहीं है, अपनी हेल्थ पे फोकस करने का टाइम नहीं है। बट थिंक अबाउट के आपने फ़ोन उठाया जस्ट टू सर्च सम इम्पॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड यू गॉट डिस्ट्रैक्टेड बाय एन इंस्टाग्राम नोटिफिकेशन, और वहाँ पे जाके यू स्टार्ट स्क्रॉलिंग द रील्स। कभी कोई कैट वीडियो आ गई, कभी कोई फ़नी मीम आ गई, और इस चीज़ में यू स्पेंड द होल 1 hour, राइट। तो how can we prioritize things? We are going to discuss and we are going to see. But before that, let's watch a video कि how and what science tells us about prioritization.
We all want to feel healthy, right? We know we're supposed to drink lots of water and eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. We also know we need to move our bodies and be active. We need to get enough sleep each night, but not too much. These three things are just the basics of taking care of our bodies, not to mention our heart, mind, and spirit. And yet, it can be pretty easy for us to let one or two of these areas fall out of place. And as healthy as we know we could be, pretty soon we aren't feeling very healthy at all.
Who, me? I feel great. Sure, I usually don't have time to eat breakfast or to pack a lunch, and I've got to get rid of these hunger pains before practice. I just need something quick to eat, so something was better than nothing, right? That was a hunger emergency. Oh, and I also forgot my water bottle.
Lola, on the field. Let's go.
Oh hey, I'm feeling pretty good. I've been going strong for 5 hours straight and this celery's been keeping me going.
Just because we're active doesn't mean we're prioritizing our health. And just because we eat celery doesn't mean we have a balanced diet. It seems both JJ and Lola want to make healthy choices, but what makes it so difficult? Dr. Eve?
Often, the biggest obstacle between us and our goals comes down to one thing: time management. We decide on our priorities like being healthy, but we get caught up in time wasters, distractions, and last-minute urgent events. But something as simple as reminding ourselves of our priorities can really make the difference. In one really creative study, researchers examined how redirecting attention helped participants remember to make healthy choices. The researchers found that signs that said stairs or escalator increased the number of people who chose to take the stairs at train stations. More people also chose to take the stairs in the presence of a sign that said escalator, suggesting that the increase in stair climbing behavior was not just because the participants read the stairs sign as a command, but rather because it increased their attention towards the stairs versus escalator decision. The signs did not change how people valued walking upstairs by making it seem more attractive. They simply directed attention towards the relevant options so that the decision could take place.
So, just reminding ourselves about the option to be healthy can help us make healthy choices?
This is part of what Habit 3, Put First Things First is. It's where we focus on our highest priorities. Reminding ourselves of our priorities can be the difference. Something small, like a sign, is powerful enough to keep our attention on what's most important to us.
I want to prioritize exercise, so I put a sticky note on my gaming console that says soccer. I'll still game sometimes, but this way I can stay active and remember to have fun outdoors.
I want to prioritize healthy eating. I've set a reminder on my phone to pop up 3 times a day that says fruits or veggies. If I'm running late, maybe I can try apples from the cafeteria instead of fries. Or maybe some of JJ's gross celery.
Hey!
So, what about taking a few moments to think? How clear are you on your priorities right now? Is there anything in your life that you'd like to be different but just never get around to it? What small indicator like a sign or a phone alarm could you set up for yourself to activate your attention to that priority? Can I play?
Okay, great. So we have watched in the video that what science says about being prioritized, right? Now, I want you to think of three questions. Okay? The first question is, what is one priority in your life that you would like to be different? Think about it. The second, what small indicator like a sign, note, or phone alarm could you create to activate your attention to that priority? Think about that. And number third, share your thinking and plan with a friend. You can take your time, you can pause this video. So, what is prioritization? So, before moving to that, let's think about what comes in your mind when you think of the word prioritization. अभी आपकी स्क्रीन पे एक लोटस डायग्राम शो होगी. Lotus diagram is a leadership tool that we use to brainstorm. Okay. On this lotus diagram, you can draw it in your notebook. Okay. In the center box, write down prioritization. और प्रायोरिटाइजेशन का वर्ड सुनने के बाद आपके जहन में जो जो अल्फाज, जो फ्रेजेस, जो सेंटेंस आता है, यू कैन राइट इन डिफरेंट बॉक्सेस. You can pause this video, you can take 2 to 3 minutes, and let's join back after that. डन, ग्रेट। तो क्या है प्रायोरिटाइजेशन? बहुत सारे लोगों को लगता है कि कैलेंडर्स, प्लानर्स, स्केड्यूल्स, टाइम मैनेजमेंट, दिस इज़ ऑल अबाउट प्रायोरिटाइजेशन. Yes, that's a part of it, but prioritization is more than that. What is prioritization? Prioritization is choosing what matters most before other things compete for your attention. मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि prioritization हर चीज़ करने को कहते हैं. Obviously, we cannot do everything, but choosing what needs your attention more at the moment is about being prioritized. Not even the successful people can do everything at once. So, prioritization is about deciding what matters now. So, let's think about two students. One who is doing different things. At a time, he is doing his homework. After a few minutes, he is checking his phone and he is talking to other people, right? And on the other hand, there's another student who is spending 2 hours straight doing his assignment or any important work. So, what do you think? Who is more productive? Student 1 or student 2? Think about it. So, many of you might think that the second student might be more productive, right? Why student B or the second student is more productive? Because busy होने में और effective होने में फ़र्क है. हम बिज़ी हो सकते हैं बट ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हम वो काम प्रोडक्टिविटी से कर रहे हों, राइट? और लीडर्स जो होते हैं दे मूव टुवर्ड्स देयर गोल, बट अदर पीपल दे माइट फिल देयर डे विद many of the work. Either it is productive, either it is not productive. Here is another reality check. Have you ever watched around 10 to 12 motivation reels for your study, but you haven't actually studied, right? So to achieve any goal, you actually have to do the work. So related to that, let's watch a video about Max and Holly and let's see what results they have got.
Hey guys, welcome to the Max and Holly show. She's Holly.
And he's Max.
And yesterday we went to a brand new arcade.
We've never had anything like this in our town before, so we were pretty excited.
So, Holly, thoughts? How was it?
It was so much fun. I know it just opened, but I've got the high score on like 5 games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had to play them over and over again, but by the end, I was unstoppable.
That's so fun.
How about you?
I had the best time. First, I did a walkthrough of the whole place with Ty. We just wanted to take it all in and see what our options were. We didn't want to miss anything.
That's so like you. I could never waste time like that.
It was so worth it. We spent like 10 minutes coming up with the perfect plan on how we were going to hit all the best games.
That's 10 minutes you could have spent gaming.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So what did you end up doing?
So first, we made sure to get some tickets so we could get some free candy at the end of the night. Then we went around and did all the other fun stuff that didn't really give out tickets.
What games didn't give out tickets? What a waste.
No way. Did you see me on the mini golf course? I was dropping birdies left, right, and center.
They had mini golf?
Oh, not just mini golf. 3 of the best mini golf courses I have ever played.
Huh.
And then we went to the batting cage, which was fun, but it wasn't really for me, so we weren't there very long.
I love batting cages.
You didn't go? I thought you'd be there the whole night.
I would have been. Where were they?
Out back, there was a door under a big sign.
I didn't make it to the back. I kind of stayed in the front.
So I should not mention the go-karts.
They had go-karts too?
Didn't you, look around, or at least look at the map near the front? I looked it up all online before we got there.
No. I like exploring. I love surprises. As soon as we walked in, I saw the skee ball, and I love skee ball, so I played there for a while, and then I hopped from one game to another, and before I knew it, 3 hours had passed, and it was time to go home. I had a blast, though.
Okay, but now that you know everything you missed, would you have done the same thing?
Probably not. I definitely would have gone to the go-karts and the batting cages.
So my plan wasn't a waste after all.
Yeah, but plans and schedules are so restrictive. I like exploring on my own terms.
Look, I totally get it, but just because me and Ty made a plan didn't mean we stuck to it.
You didn't?
No, we were having so much fun playing mini golf, we ended up playing all 3 courses and skipped out on the virtual reality wing. but it was an informed choice. We knew what we were missing, and we were okay with that.
I love virtual reality.
Holly, is there anything we can learn from our adventure at the arcade?
Yeah. Next time you go to the arcade, don't just play for the high score.
Yeah, that's a pretty good lesson. I was talking, like, in life.
Okay. Let me see. If you go through life the way I went through the arcade, you might miss a whole bunch of opportunities because you're too focused on what's right in front of you.
Wow. Now that is profound. Wait a second. Weren't you having a good time?
Yeah, I was, which is the weird thing and maybe what we need to be careful of. I didn't notice I was missing out on anything because I was pretty happy doing what I was doing. But if I had stepped back and taken a look at the bigger picture, I could have had more fun if I planned it out.
So it's not until we look back on what we missed out on that we regret not having more of a plan.
Yeah. Can you imagine getting to the end of your life and realizing you missed out on a whole bunch of cool opportunities because you didn't plan ahead?
Wow, I think we all learned a lot from your terrible time at the arcade.
Hey, I had a great time. Maybe I could have had more fun if I had planned it out.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Okay, next time we go-karts first.
Yeah?
Then skee-ball. Then we both gotta try virtual reality.
Yes, please.
You want some candy? My treat.
Fine.
Okay, so we have watched the video. मजा आया? अच्छी थी video? Okay, now let's think about few questions. ठीक है? और हर question के बाद you will have a minute to think about and discuss with your friends. So the first question I want you to think about is, are you more like Max or Holly in this video? What do you think? किससे ज़्यादा आप relate कर पा रहे थे? Max से या Holly से? And why? क्या वजह है? Now, question number 2. Is it easier for you to come up with a game plan for things that feel more like work or things that feel more like play? कौन सा काम ज़्यादा करने में मज़ा आता है? जो काम की तरह फील होता है या जो गेम की तरह फील होता है? Explain your thinking. सोचिए इस बारे में. Now, question number 3. What is one strategy that works for you that other people could try to help them put first things first? कौन सी strategy ऐसी है जो usually हम use करते हैं? Think about that. There are 2 more leadership qualities that makes prioritization possible. The first is discipline and the second is adaptability. Let's talk about discipline first. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when the motivation leaves the chat. आपका दिल नहीं चाह रहा है करने का, तब भी वो काम करना is called discipline. Think about that. कोई भी motivated नहीं उठता रोजाना जो अचीव करना है लाइफ में. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू वॉन्ट टू बी हेल्दी बट यू डोंट वेक अप एक्साइटेड एवरी डे, राइट? यू डोंट हैव मोटिवेशन एवरी डे. यू वॉन्ट टू हैव गुड ग्रेड्स बट you don't feel excited every time about it. You don't wake up excited every time about it, right? So motivation comes, motivation goes, but discipline stays. So discipline says I'll do it anyway. Either I have motivation, either I'm not feeling motivated, right? Now let's talk about adaptability. But before moving to that, let's think that you have made your routine. आपने सोचा मैं शाम में 6 बजे अपना होमवर्क करूँगा, 7 बजे अपनी लर्निंग करूँगा और 8 बजे जो है मैं अपना वर्क कंप्लीट करके और आई प्ले. बट सडनली एट 6 o'clock लाइट चली जाए या फिर सडन गेस्ट आ जाए या फिर कहीं अर्जेंटली जाना पड़ जाए. व्हाट यू विल डू? विल यू क्विट? So many people quit, but leaders adapt. What leaders do? They adjust the plan without quitting the goal. Maybe the time changes, maybe the situation changes, but the goal remains the same. Leaders don't let anyone, any interruption destroy their day. So let's watch the video Juggling Time and Priorities. और वीडियो देखते हुए आपने सोचना है कि हाउ डू यू डिसाइड व्हाट गेट्स योर अटेंशन. डू वी डिसाइड? सो लेट्स वॉच द वीडियो.
Did you know that the world record for juggling is 14 objects? 14! But here's the kicker. Each ball was only tossed and caught once. For a continuous juggle lasting even a couple of minutes, the number drops to 6 or 7. Interesting, right? Now imagine you've mastered juggling 3 beanbags. You feel unstoppable, so you grab 2 more, toss them in. What happens? Chaos. None of them stay in the air. They all come crashing down. Now this isn't a juggling lesson, but it's a perfect metaphor for today's topic, time management. Just like juggling, balancing tasks in life requires rhythm, focus, and knowing your limits. When we try to take on too much at once, without preparation, everything tends to fall apart. So how do we manage our time wisely and keep everything in motion? To help us explore this, I'm talking to Amanda, a first-year university student juggling her coursework, a job, and new responsibilities. Let's find out how she stays on top of it all.
Well, thank you for joining me here today, Amanda. Tell me, what have you been up to recently?
Yeah, I just wrapped up my first semester at Rutgers University, so college student now, yes. I am involved on campus, so I am part of multiple organizations, and then I'm also working a part-time job and volunteering on the side.
Wow, that sounds amazing, but that also sounds like so much. How are you managing your time?
For me, what I found works best is having an online calendar and then a to-do list on the side. So I use both in my day-to-day life.
So I've tried using a paper planner, and that has not worked for me. How did you go about finding a system that worked for you?
Yeah, I also tried the paper planner, and for me, I found that digital works better. And I think there's something different for everyone, but having one that keeps you consistent. I'm on my phone a lot for work and for school, so having that right in my hand where I need it to be is helpful.
How do you find time for yourself, like in terms of social life, sleeping enough, eating properly?
Yeah, so I allocate time at the end of my day to just spend time and decompress with myself. At the end of the day, just catch up with friends has helped me a lot mentally. Where in moments where I didn't do that, I found that I struggled a lot. So now I make sure to purposely make time for myself.
So you sound like you have it all figured out. Have there ever been moments where that's not the case?
Yes, one of my biggest struggles has to do with procrastination and motivation. Something that I found really helps me is having an accountability partner. So when I'm feeling like I'm going to be distracted or I just can't get myself out of bed or stop scrolling on my phone, one thing that I'll do is I'll go with my roommate out to a location where both of us can stay focused and keep each other on track.
Do you have any advice for teens on how to keep yourself accountable and how to start on that process?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that beginning with the end in mind and coming up with an organization system is extremely helpful when you know what exactly you have to do. And then breaking things down, it can be really easy to get overwhelmed with everything that is going on in our lives as teenagers, and taking things step by step and knowing that you are capable of doing it, you just have to take the step and do it.
Thank you so much, Amanda, for coming here and sharing all this with us. I will personally take it and apply it to my own life.
Of course.
But for that, I think we deserve a treat.
I think it's time.
This is really good.
Amanda's story is a great reminder that when life feels overwhelming, we don't have to tackle everything all at once. Managing stress isn't about doing everything. It's about focusing on what's most important and asking for support when you need it. The next time a new opportunity comes along, think carefully about whether or not you can actually add it in, or whether it could lead to... You get the idea.
Okay, amazing video, right? मज़ा आया देख के? Okay, so let's take out our journals और अभी आपकी स्क्रीन पे एक सवाल आएगा. Think about that question and take a time to answer that question. क्या सवाल है? How do you decide what gets your attention? Yes. कैसे डिसाइड करते हैं हम किस चीज़ को अटेंशन की ज़रूरत है, किस चीज़ को अटेंशन की ज़रूरत नहीं है? सोचिए इस बारे में, डिस्कस विद योर फ्रेंड्स. ओके, डन, ग्रेट। तो क्या सीखा अभी तक हमने वीडियो में? हमने वीडियोस देखी, हमने लोटस डायग्राम फिल की, हमने डिस्कशन की, राइट? सो देर आर 3 मेन थिंग्स दैट वी हैव लर्नड टिल नाउ. What is the first thing? Number 1, important comes before easy. Number 2, discipline protects priorities. And number 3, adaptability keeps you moving. Okay, so leadership क्या है? Leadership is built through small choices repeated over and over again. जब हम distractions को, जब हम interruptions को अपने goals के बीच में नहीं आने देते, so that makes us disciplined, that helps us to adapt, right? And remember, आपके हर दिन में कोई ना कोई ऐसी interruptions, distractions आती रहेंगी, but हमें क्या करना है? We need to focus on the big rocks, because that big rock will help us to achieve our goal, right? और हमने बहुत डिटेल में प्रायोरिटी के बारे में सीखा, हमने बिग रॉक्स के बारे में सीखा। तो एक अहम बिग रॉक, एक अहम प्रायोरिटी हमारे लाइफ की क्या है? हमारे रिलेशनशिप्स। आइदर इट कैन बी योर फैमिली मेम्बर, आइदर इट कैन बी योर सिबलिंग, योर पेरेंट, योर फ्रेंड, राइट? सो व्हेन वी बिकम इफेक्टिव, we are effective with others as well. I want you to think about any relationship in your life with whom you have a great relationship, a healthy relationship. Don't tell me, don't tell your friends, just think in your mind about any relationship with whom you have a great or healthy relationship. Take 10 seconds to think. Done? All right. Now my question is, what are the things that is making that relationship healthy? Think about that. Discuss with your friends. Maybe it can be honesty, maybe it can be closeness, maybe it can be clear expectations, maybe it can be giving time, maybe it can be trust, right? So there are so many things that are making that relationship healthy, right? So let's think that is the trust in that relationship high or low? उस relationship में आपका उस इंसान के साथ trust high है या low है? Think about that. Okay, सोच लिया? तो I'm sure कि most of the student must have think about high trust, right? कि उस relationship में trust जो है वो बहुत high है, right? So किसी भी रिलेशनशिप को लॉन्ग टर्म करने के लिए, उसको हेल्दी होने के लिए, उसमें ट्रस्ट का होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। तो हम ट्रस्ट किस तरह से डिपॉजिट करते हैं? हाउ वी बिल्ड ट्रस्ट थ्रू अ टर्म और अ कॉन्सेप्ट दैट वी कॉल्ड एज द इमोशनल बैंक अकाउंट। So emotional bank account measures the amount of trust in a relationship. We all are aware about the bank accounts, right? जो हमारे बैंक्स में अकाउंट होते हैं। और if you don't have the account, you must have the piggy bank or the money bank. कभी ना कभी किसी ना किसी ने उसमें पैसे जमा ज़रूर किए होंगे, right? तो when you put money in your money bank, so how do you feel? You feel that you are depositing or you are collecting money, right? You feel happy. And what happens when you take money out of that money bank, या जब हम उसको तोड़ देते हैं और जब उसमें से पैसे कलेक्ट करते हैं, how do you feel? You feel a bit low, you feel a bit sad कि इतने टाइम से जो हम जमा कर रहे थे उसमें पैसे, and that deposit and that money that all you have collected will no longer be available, और हम उसको खर्च कर देते हैं, right? तो सिमिलरली ट्रस्ट भी हम डिपॉजिट करते हैं या ट्रस्ट हम विड्रॉ करते हैं, राइट? सो लेट्स वॉच अ वीडियो, और बहुत मज़े की वीडियो है, बट इन दैट वीडियो व्हाट यू नीड टू डू इज़ थिंक अबाउट द डिपॉजिट्स एंड विड्रॉल्स दैट वी फेस इन आवर एवरीडे लाइफ। कभी ना कभी, कहीं ना कहीं हम रिलेट कर पा रहे होंगे कि व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट वी कॉल एज द डिपॉजिट, और कौन कौन सी चीज़ें हैं जिसको हम विड्रॉल कह सकते हैं। take the notebooks in your hand. During the video, जो आपको लग रहा है कि deposit है, write down under the heading of deposit, and जो आपको लगता है कि withdrawals हैं, उसको withdrawals की heading में लिखिए, right? And after the video, we will discuss.
A great metaphor for the amount of trust in relationships is known as the emotional bank account. It is similar to a financial bank account into which you make deposits and can take withdrawals. If you build a high reserve within your emotional bank account, you have more trust. Communication is fast and almost effortless. If you have a low bank account, communication is slower and can be strained. If you have a high balance and you make a mistake, a withdrawal, the balance of trust you have can absorb it. If your account is low and you make a withdrawal, you can easily get overdrawn and damage the relationship. To arrive at a high reserve requires making many deposits.
The first deposit in the emotional bank account is always to seek to understand what deposits and withdrawals are to another, to see the world from within their own frame of reference. Because what you think is a deposit to another may to them be a withdrawal. So the next deposit would be treating people with kindness and courtesy and respect. The withdrawal would be to be unkind, discourteous, and disrespectful. The key to a family culture is how you treat the child that tests you the very most. If you can show unconditional love to that one, every other one will know you also love them unconditionally. They've seen it.
Filha, quer ajudar?
But if they see you starting to compare, to criticize, and to be a little overreactive or too harsh, they'll take it personally. A third deposit would be making and keeping promises. A withdrawal would be not making a promise or making a promise and breaking it. Nothing will destroy the emotional bank account faster if you break a promise on a major issue. Another deposit would be always be loyal to the absent, to those who are not present, if you want to retain the loyalty of those who are present. The opposite of that is to badmouth, to get into small groups and to criticize other people, thinking they don't hear it anyway. But, of course, it undermines your relationship with the very people that you think you're building a relationship with as you criticize somebody else because they know you do the same thing toward them in a different circumstance. If you want to retain the loyalty of those who are present, always be loyal to those who are absent.
We landed it. Okay, thanks so much for staying late. Rob, you're on accounting. Think weekly.
Another major deposit is to make clear expectations every time you undertake a new project or a new relationship. A withdrawal is the opposite of that. Have all kinds of unclearness, ambiguity, fuzziness, assuming that you're on the same page when in fact you're not. Particularly around roles, what I'm supposed to do, what you're supposed to do, and goals. What are the important goals we're working on?
Okay, well, I can't listen when you're just negative all the time.
Another major deposit would be to learn to apologize to somebody.
I'm not talking to you right now.
To acknowledge I was wrong. That was unkind to me. The opposite of that is to be prideful and arrogant. And when you do apologize, you just give a little bow. The Eastern expression is, if you're going to bow, bow low.
Look, I'm sorry.
Another major deposit is to learn to forgive and to forget so that you're not giving away your future and letting yourself be disempowered by the weaknesses of the past, but to move on so that yesterday does not hold today and tomorrow hostage.
I'm okay, but I mean, the car is... we'll fix it.
The withdrawal is to have bitter feelings and give your future away. So those are some of the major deposits and withdrawals.
Okay, so we have watched the video, right? Did you enjoy? So now we know that what are deposits and what are withdrawals. So doing something kind to someone is making a deposit in their bank account. right? And doing something mean to anyone that they don't like, it can be a withdrawal. So let's think of a few scenarios that we usually face in our daily life, जो हम रोज़मर्रा की ज़िंदगी में देखते हैं, and you have to think or tell your friend or write in your notebook that is it a withdrawal or a deposit for you, right? So scenario number 1 is your friend buys you ice cream. Yes. So क्या है आपके लिए, deposit or withdrawal? Think about it. Tell your friend or raise your hand who think that it's a deposit. Now raise your hand if you think it's a withdrawal. Done? Great. The second scenario is a student talks loudly during reading time. Yes. Have you ever faced that? So what it is? Is it a deposit or a withdrawal? Think about it. Tell your friend or just raise your hand if you think it's a deposit or raise your hand if it's a withdrawal for you. Done? Okay. Now the third scenario is someone offers you vegetables to eat. Yes, it's a kind of a tricky one. Do you like vegetables or not? Maybe it can be a deposit if you like vegetables, but if you don't like vegetables, maybe it can be a withdrawal. So raise your hand for those who think that it's a deposit. And now raise your hand if you think that it's a withdrawal. For me, I think it's a withdrawal because I'm more towards meaty dishes. Right? Done? Great. Now the fourth and the last scenario is someone sings you a song. Have you ever faced that? Again, it depends. So what do you think? Is it a deposit or a withdrawal अगर आपके लिए कोई गाना गा रहा है? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? Maybe if a person is trusted or close to you, it might be a deposit for you. Or if their voice is good, it can be a deposit for you. But if there is some stranger or their voice is not good, so it can be a withdrawal, right? So tell to your friend if it's a deposit, if it's a withdrawal. Done? Great. Wonderful. So now we know what are deposits and what are withdrawals, right? तो अब एक homework देती हूँ. क्या करना है? Share a time when someone made a deposit in your emotional bank account. Think about it, write in your notebook, and this is your homework for today, right? And make a deposit in someone's emotional bank account today, okay? Till then, till tomorrow, take care, bye bye, Allah Hafiz.